Yeah.
So excited. Welcome to the Connected Corner. This is show number 6.
Woo.
It feels like we just got started.
We're
We're so excited tonight. I am your host, Tori Rose, one of your hosts, Tori Rose, coming live from the Connected Corner. Who else do we have with us tonight?
Kiana B. Jones in the house.
Hey, girl.
Hey.
And I'm your girl, D Nice, the entertainment specialist. What's goody?
Hey, make sure you tag, you share, you repost. We want to hear questions from you all tonight. Make sure you dial in at 404-436-1277. Also, watch us live at www.RadioOnFire.com. That is important because you get to see everything that's happening in the studio, not just on my one side. So we're going to jump right in because we have two amazing guests with us tonight. We want to hear from them. We want to give them as much time as possible. All right, so y'all know how we do it. Coming to the stage, I have the honor of cueing this amazing young lady. And I have to be honest, I'm very partial and biased because she is my god sister. I have known her since she was a little teeny baby. She's 26 years old. She's a native of the amazing and awesome Baltimore, Maryland. She recently published her first book titled Dear Queen, Let Go and Let God.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. For the
Woo.
offering being taken.
You hear me,
Anyway, I
though?
digress.
You hear me?
She is really dope because it's amazing when you see people on their journey and you see them being able to really kind of hone in, and she's talented. She has done her god sister's hair before. I need it done now. So anyway, bringing her to the stage, we have the amazing Miss Jasmine Coby.
Hey, Jasmine.
Yes.
Welcome, Jasmine. Welcome.
Welcome, Jasmine.
Hi, everyone.
Hey there. So we know people like to go live and get their phone set up. So we'll give you an opportunity to do that. It's kind of like putting you on the spot because I'm gonna talk to you while you're typing, and then we're gonna come back and grade you for how well you spell everything. Is that fair?
I'm gonna give you guys all a book.
Oh,
that's
thank
nice.
you. So I'm gonna pass one over and I'm gonna show everybody the book.
It's one more.
There is one more. I got excited.
I know.
Here's the book. 26 years old. 26 years old, her first book. And I'm going to tell you, I waited for this moment.
I like this.
I know, isn't it beautiful?
It's my first. I just gotta say, this is my first book signed, yo. So thank you for that.
Yep, they're all signed.
Thank you for that.
Are they?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Look at that. So I waited for this book. I think the day of Jasmine's book launch, I was actually out of the country, I believe. I think it was during the time when we were in the Virgin Islands. And I was upset because I was so excited to be there. I'm angry that I missed it. But this is amazing. These are my campaign colors. Y'all see this? And I think what's most of all amazing is at 26, you've understood something that women, especially at 45, 55, 65, are still trying to understand. And that is the concept of letting go and letting God. So I want to ask you just from 0 to 26, because people say, well, you're so young. How do you know anything about full surrender? How do you know anything about what God can do? Share a little bit with us about the inspiration behind the book.
Well, each character, they relate to me in some way.
Okay.
In a lot of ways, honestly. And of course, different personal experiences help me to understand that I do have a calling. I do have a purpose, and it's easier to accept it than keep running.
That's good.
Yes.
And some people think it's easier to keep running because then they don't have to be accountable for their actions, right?
Yeah, but in the same token, I've learned for myself that the longer I run, the harder things become.
Come on, smart.
So it's easier to just...
Wisdom.
Yes.
So that's amazing. I also know that you are now assisting other authors. You're mentoring other authors as they go through the journey of self-publishing. And so even myself as an author who has not published yet, and so my journey is a little different because God gave me the name of the book. It was Force Your Future Forward. He gave it to me 2 years ago. I went on tour for the book. Book still is not written. And then God went, in my world, he likes to plot twist, right? So things will be going great. I'm thinking he's going to, give me all of this greatness to put in this book to teach people how to force themselves forward through hard work environments, through being a single parent. He said, no. You can't finish your book because I'm going to force you to leave your six-figure income. I'm going to force you to downsize, to move, to shift, to change, and to run for office. And so I can't finish my book until all of that forcing is done. How could you help me publish my book?
So, first, if you're interested in self-publishing, I could teach you the entire process. Not necessarily teach you because you can find it right online, but I can help you through it.
Okay. So it's a hard process?
It can be.
Okay.
It's very tedious. I can help you through the editing process, getting everything copywritten, the whole entire process.
Awesome.
On the flip side of things, if you're somebody that just doesn't want to publish, they're not interested in self-publishing, I'll do it for you.
So what is the difference when we say self-publish? Teach our audience, what does it mean to self-publish?
When you self-publish, you have to do all the work yourself, literally.
Okay.
You have to do all the legwork. You have to market your book. You have to do the copywriting. You have to find your own editor. You have to do literally everything yourself.
Okay.
When you're with a publishing company, they do everything for you.
Got it. But don't they want to get paid?
Of course. So it costs a lot of money. Yes.
Got it. So Miss Yvette Ramos Banks, good girlfriend of mine, she said, I need your help with my book. So Jazz, that's a good question. How do we now get help from you? How do we find you? How do we connect with you? How do we contact you?
So you can find me on social media. My book page is my publishing page is Dear Queen Publishing LLC on Instagram.
Okay, so you got to give that to us phonetically.
Okay.
Break it down for us.
Dear Queen Publishing LLC on Instagram.
And I'm going to type it in the comments.
And then you can also email me at jasmine.coby@yahoo.com.
So dear, just like it sounds,
Queen.
because we are queens, publishing. All right, guys, on the Tory Talks Community Connections page, I'm going to go ahead and drop it. We'll also put it on the BF Connected group pages, publishing. I went to Western High School. I can't embarrass my sisters on the first day back to school. So publishing, self-publishing means you do the work, but you get the revenue, you get the benefit. You don't have to split your coins with anybody.
Right.
That's the self-publish option. You can help us through that. Or having a publishing company means that somebody else does the marketing, the work for you. You can also do that. And I'm assuming you're not going to charge us as much as some of the larger publishing companies.
No.
Okay. And then so as an author, I decide I want to self-publish. I come to Jazz Coby. She's helping me. She's mentoring me. She's teaching me. But nobody likes my book. My book isn't moving. The book is 17,225 pages. Nobody's reading it.
They're not reading.
They're not going to read that. What advice do you give me as a new author so that I'm not discouraged and I don't look at you like,
Well, first we have to realize that we have to start somewhere.
Okay.
You literally have to start somewhere.
That's good.
For me, I'll say that I wasn't as confident as I should have been in the beginning, just because it's like, okay, I wrote a book, but ultimately, is that what I want to do? And I didn't realize that. I mean, of course, it was something I wanted to do, but it wasn't at the top of the list.
Got it.
So it's like, okay, I'm going to put this out and what's going to happen. But I had to understand that this is only the first one. So even if this one doesn't do as well as I want it to do, there's, I have another chance. A chance after chance after chance. And honestly, I guess I should have believed in myself. Well, I definitely should have believed in myself more because it's doing way better than I expected.
Wow. Oh, wow. So let's give a hand clap for that. So one thing I will say, and it's, you've said a couple of things. You said, I have a purpose. We all have a purpose. And the sooner we understand that, you're right, the sooner we can stop banging our heads against walls. And actually, if we run into walls and stumbling blocks, at least we're on the course of, obtaining our purpose or reaching a goal. So I think that's really good to be a young woman. I understand that God put you here for a purpose. So I want to acknowledge that. The second thing I want to just share with you, because I'm a history person. Most people know I like history and I'm always reading. Most of the literary geniuses do not pop until they are 110 years on the other side of heaven.
Facts.
It is not the timing that you think. And that's even, like I said, with my own situation. I'm like, force your future forward. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm going to be just forcing and pushing and pushing. And God was like, no, you're not.
Right.
So I'm encouraged, and I hope that the listeners are encouraged. And if you are, drop your comments below.
Yes.
Call us, 404-436-1277. Because what you're saying is there's an audience somewhere.
Right.
So who exactly is the audience for Dear Queen, Let Go, and Let God?
Honestly, any woman, young or old,
Okay.
that has experienced something can take something from it.
Wow. Okay. So I want to show y'all again the book.
Yeah.
Any woman that's experienced something.
Get it.
anything, if you can read. And if you can't read, that is okay. We have We Read, We Lead, our adult literacy program. We'll help you. It's a very comprehensible book. I like it because it's only about 50 or so pages. I think that's amazing, especially
my type of book. This is my type of book,
right? Where honestly, people say, "Well, I like novels." I understand that, but when do we have time to sit down and commit to a 17,000-page book? So, a little bit off the back, it says, "Have you ever felt that your past held you so tightly bound that you couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel?"
That's deep.
Girl, you've been looking at my life.
How old are you?
26.
Wow.
27 next week.
There you, hey, is that Virgo season?
The Virgo's in the house.
Virgo season.
And she says, have you ever dealt with feelings of unworthiness?
Wow.
Have you ever felt that nothing was going right for you in your life? And so, Jasmine, I'm encouraged. I actually, how much is the book?
$15.
$15. How do we purchase the book?
You can purchase it on my website,
Okay.
www.dearqueenpublishing.com.
All right, so we're going to type that
You
in.
can purchase hard copies on there. Ebooks are available on Amazon.
Okay.
So we got www. Say that again.
dearqueenpublishing.com.
dearqueenpublishing.com.
Nice.
This is so good. I know a couple of grown women. I was asking for the price because, and when I say grown, not that you're not that I'm not. I mean, you're 26, I'm 25. And so, but there are women that call me from across the country. God has put me in a position to be able to pour into people who sometimes are twice my age. And I have a lady who I'm working with right now who is 54, and she is currently going through this feeling of unworthiness. And if we're all honest, we all go through those periods. Can you give us some advice? Tell us what you do to overcome that feeling.
Honestly, just keep pushing. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm just completely over it because I'm not. Every day in life, period, is a struggle.
Yeah.
So for me, I would just say keep pushing. You're going to have bad days. You're going to have good days, but you just got to keep pushing.
Awesome.
Pray, submit it to God, give it to God, and keep pushing.
Can I punch people in the face?
No.
No. I can't punch people in the face. Can I have an adult temper tantrum?
Can you not
You
say
can do that on your own.
I'm just asking a question. I didn't say I am actively punching people in the face. I'm asking, can
Toy
I?
Rose is not violent.
I am a nonviolent. I'm on my Martin Luther King Jr.
Hey, yeah.
I'm honest though, because if we are honest, sometimes life is so hard that you go in that Walmart and you say, "Miss, if you say one more thing to me, I'm gonna be on every Insta platform because I'm gonna punch you in the face, and it's gonna feel good because I'm at a breaking point." Y'all laughing? Y'all never been to Walmart? Come on, y'all drop the comments if y'all been to Walmart and you know that feeling I'm talking about.
I prescribe to therapy and anger management.
Therapy and anger management.
Nothing wrong with that.
Jasmine told us to
Nothing wrong
pray.
with
It helps in prayer. It helps
Yes.
me function in society. There's some days you come out and 5 minutes after being like on the road, I just want to turn around and go back home.
Me too.
Right.
It's like,
So that is the equivalent of wanting to punch someone. And so I think it's a legitimate question when we're living in a city where anger is always seeming to be spotlighted, right? It always seems like somebody's being murdered. There's some type of trauma. There's something going on. And what Jasmine is saying is, have you ever held on to bitterness, anger, and unforgiveness? Yes. Especially in Walmart, when you took the last...
Hey, yo, get off of
yogurt.
Walmart, yo.
That lady know who I'm talking about. If you're watching,
Hey.
if you hear me, that was my green yogurt.
What?
Right.
Let it go. Let it go.
Let go and let God.
Come
Let's
on,
give
man.
it up for the book. Let go and let God with Jasmine Coby. So Jasmine, before we wrap up, I want to just make sure that we have heard everything that you want to share with us. Because what I like about you is just you're a quiet storm, right? You're one of those people. You're so like, but
so sweet.
She's sweet. But listen, she done been through some stuff. Listen to this book. Do you ever want to punch? No. Look, dear Queen, for a long time, I put my all into a man trying to fill the void of not having my father. That's a woman that been through some stuff. Quiet storm. I almost cried.
Hey, yo.
Tell me, Jasmine.
It's a lot of women that can
It's a
relate
lot
to
of
that.
women that can relate. Give us again the website. Where do we get the book? And give us any final words you might have.
So you can purchase hard copies on my website, www.dearqueenpublishing.com. You can purchase ebooks on Amazon. Just type in the name; it'll pop right up.
Yes.
If you purchase the ebook, there is a few extra things in there. So if you're interested,
Come on.
and if you're interested in me assisting you with publishing, you can email me at jasmine.coby@yahoo.com, or you can reach out to me on Instagram at Dear Queen Publishing LLC.
Awesome. When is the next book coming out? Have you already started it?
I've started.
She's like the front got real.
I've started 2, but I'm just trying to decide which way I want to go.
Just be led.
It should be
spirit.
a duo. Drop them both.
Just drop them like a hat.
Drop them both.
My
I
sister's
definitely
trying to
will
convince
need
me.
your services sometime in the future.
Okay.
I've had a couple people tell me that I should write a book. They say I'm a good storyteller. I never saw myself as like a good storyteller. I don't know.
Kiana's gonna be an anthropology. Is that how you say it? Anthropology. It's gonna be an anthology. I think that'll be good. It's fine. We'll Google it. Y'all Google it. Tell us what anthropology means. Dial in 444361677.
I don't know what kind of book I want to write yet.
I think Kiana would do really well with writing children's books.
What?
Yeah, literally.
She said, wait, what?
A math book?
A math book.
That would be good, though, because you're real good at that.
Yeah, we were struggling, if I can be completely transparent, we were struggling with trying to get Joshua to understand some of the math concepts. And so, y'all know I'm old school Baltimore, the connected corner,
I ain't
use the
understanding
resources
either.
you can use. I'm pointing at my kid with my pinky like, if 2 plus 2.5 is 4.5, you know, I'm going. And I'm an educator of adults, right? So my tolerance and my patience is a little different when it comes down to little people. And literally, I probably grabbed him by his shoulders in a non-violent way, because CPS might be watching, and tossed him to Kiana and said, he's yours. And in just 2 or 3 sessions of her working with him, and they weren't long sessions, 30 minutes here, hour here, he got the concept. So 2 things, fear and intimidation don't work on my kid. And Kiana has a very rich way of delivering math concepts. So even for our adult literacy program, she teaches the math.
Okay.
And I think you should do that. So Jasmine, can y'all commit to working together?
Yes, absolutely.
And you're going to be nice to her?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay. She'll take you there. You might want to grab her by the shoulder.
It's fine.
All right. Anything else you want us to know?
That's all.
All right. So if that's it, we're going to give it up to Jasmine.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. Guys,
Yes.
if you have any questions,
Call in.
please call in.
444-361-277.
Also tune in so you can see everything that's happening in the studio, not just my forehead.
Radio.
Yes.
Fire.
RadioOnFire.com. We'll be right back.
Yep.
Join us live. Hey guys, it's Connected Corner. We are back. Segment number 2.
Turn up.
This is
Check.
the second
Mic check.
segment. We are so excited. We got to hear from the awesome and amazing Jasmine Coby in the first segment. 26-year-old. She's an author. She's a creative hairstylist. All that good stuff. So now we're coming live with Steve Belcher, who we're going to welcome down. And I'm going to turn this floor and this mic over to Miss Kanana B. Jones. So let's welcome Mr. Steve Belcher. Oh, did I take your introduction? No, let's do it again. Kiana's going to welcome Mr. Steve Belcher. Go ahead, Kiana.
Oh, my goodness.
This is live.
This is live.
Coming next to the stage, to the seat here, our interview seat, is Mr. Steve Belcher, who is Executive Director and founder of Urban Kidney Alliance. So let's welcome. Hand clap.
Come on down to the corner. And remember,
important.
Come on down.
Thanks, guys.
I need to learn about my kidneys.
Here.
She said he learned
Oh,
about kidneys.
yeah, of course, your family. I've missed you.
Yeah.
Come
Okay.
here.
How you been? This is an air hug.
The most, right, like this.
Oh, okay.
Air hug. So I just want to, you guys, so some things that you want to know about Steve, Mr. Belcher. He's a veteran,
Yes.
right? Serving
Yes.
in the U.S. Army.
Thank you for your service.
Yes,
Salute
thank
you.
you
Yeah,
for
back
your service.
1982 to 85.
Thank you.
That's right.
Wow.
Thank you so much for your service. He also holds not one, but 2 master's degrees.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Come on. He's smart, y'all. He is smart. Okay?
He's
Muy
smart.
inteligente.
He is kind.
Thank you.
He is kind.
He is
intelligent.
He is intelligent.
And so your degrees are in nursing?
One is in nursing,
One is in
and the
nursing.
other one is in health education and promotion.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow. Yes. Very, very important. So I just wanted to start by saying, we had the pleasure of connecting with Steve. And it wasn't long after our connection and, we had gotten to know him that we needed to really, call on him. And I just want to say thank you.
Yes,
Oh, you're
Lord.
welcome. Absolutely.
Because you were, instrumental in calming me and helping me through some issues that my youngest son was having with his kidneys. Everybody know the track star, my CEO, Mr. Coby. Running track had gotten really, really sick when he did pin relays back in the spring. And we didn't know what was going on. He was hospitalized for several days.
Yeah.
Spent his 18th birthday boarded in the hospital. And just the information and things you were there from the very beginning, checking, all the way through us seeing the specialist. So
Yeah.
I want to give a praise report. Well, you guys have seen he's in California now.
yeah,
turn it
that's
up.
great.
He
He
Absolutely.
on the beach. I seen his
With
toes.
cases of water.
With cases of water. So
That's
I sent
awesome.
Steve some pictures. I was like, he's doing well, and I showed you. Took a
Yeah.
picture of the cases of water in the apartment that they have there. So we just really want to, we know in our community and understanding the importance of us just being healthy and taking care of ourselves, but how important it is for us to drink plenty of water. What does that mean? Educate us on what kidney failure look like. What are some signs and things that we need to look for?
Yes, the devil couldn't have my baby.
Yes,
You're right. Yeah. I mean, kidney disease is off the chain. And when I started this back in 1985, I wouldn't imagine that I would be here even, talking about this. 9 out of 10 blacks have stage 3 kidney disease and don't even know it. And so what kidney disease look like is let me go back. You can get kidney disease pretty much now from anything. It could be from medication, like Aleve or ibuprofen, Motrin. I mean, it could come from you in a hospital for one procedure, and you may get like an antibiotic. It could shut your kidneys down. If you go for, say, an MRI, some, where they need to give you some dye, you can drink that. Like the contrast dye, that can shut your kidneys down. I mean, so many things now.
I'm sorry, let's take a second. Because I jumped. Y'all know I'm from the hood. I was ready to fight. I didn't know what just happened. We couldn't play it off.
So
we
you
saw
couldn't play it off.
We
I'm over here like
so Steve,
Sorry about
just
that.
every now and then you just almost make my kidneys
postpartum,
fail. Yeah. Getting shocked. Can shock make your kidneys fail? So let's take a second.
Okay.
Because you're going to get the real us at the
Sure,
connected
absolutely.
corner. So we turn our phones on Do Not Disturb because we are from Baltimore. And every little noise, we jumping and ready to fight. So
It was only you.
Kiki jumped to you.
I didn't
Yeah,
see it.
I apologize.
I didn't
for
even
that.
see Kiki. All I
Absolutely.
saw was you, and I'm surprised Kiki didn't move because Kiki's usually the one that's jumping. But you almost fell out your seat.
I
yeah.
did almost. I was listening.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh! All right.
So, forgive us for
Sorry.
that.
Yeah, that's okay.
Back.
I'm going to take that second and throw out the number again. 404-436-1277 because
All right, call us with your
it's a
questions.
real questions. I know personally I take a lot of acetaminophen. The last time I was in the hospital because of my kidneys, I also was acetaminophen poisoned.
Oh, yeah,
And
well,
so
let me
I'm
just say that about
listening.
that. The acetaminophen, which the trade name is Tylenol, it doesn't affect the kidney. That affects the liver.
Oh, got it.
But
got
it's
it. Okay.
like NSAIDs. When I say NSAIDs, like non-steroidal inflammation drugs, like the leaves and ibuprofens. If you constantly using that for pain management,
Right.
but what our organization focus on is the two leading causes of kidney disease, which is diabetes and hypertension, which affect about 90% of people on dialysis.
Okay.
And so kidney disease has 5 stages. You can go up to the 3rd stage and really be good and slow that progression down. But once it start going up to the 4th and 5th stage and you don't know that you're in stage 3, that's when you see people landing in the emergency room, shortness of breath, or some complications from that, and they didn't even know that they had kidney failure.
Right.
And so,
And how many people did you say? What was the number you said?
well, right now it's more than 700,000 doing some form of kidney dialysis therapy, and about 100,000 a year are being diagnosed with kidney disease.
Wow.
And it's like more than 100,000 people on the kidney waiting list. So let me just give you an example how serious this is in Baltimore. John Hopkins, which is a well-known transplant center, well, from that zip code in a 25-mile radius is 78 dialysis clinics.
78.
78.
Yeah.
And that's on CMS.gov. Matter of fact, they're getting ready, if it's not already open now, there's a DaVita dialysis on Greenmount and North Avenue, right across from the cemetery. And then if you go up the street, not even 3 minutes in walking distance to Broadway and North, there's a Fresenius across from the Black Wax Museum. That's another dialysis unit. Then if you go back down to North Avenue and Greenmount and go up to Greenmount to 29th, there's a dialysis clinic in that shopping center where the AutoZone is and Kentucky Fried Chicken and McDonald's. So, I mean, they're everywhere. And really no one kind of recognize it until it's hit with their family or
That's
you.
wild.
Wow.
Wow.
You know, so while, the city is under siege with the murders, and that's definitely awful, but you got the 9th leading cause of death, kidney disease, being secretly being done in Baltimore, across the country. And then they don't promote the transplant in, the African American community, thus keeping people on dialysis and billing and insurance. So it's like
It's a
It's
business.
a lot of money.
it's no cure and treatment.
Wow.
Right. Wow. That is interesting. I know the situation with Coby. One of the things, once we actually went to the Children's Hospital in D.C. It was just, like that was one of the best places to go. And what they were saying, one of the first questions she was asking was he taking, pain medicine and things. And sometimes what was happening, I mean, he's been running track at that point for 4 years, that sometimes before, races or after taking the pain medicine and so forth. So that was definitely one of the things that he had to completely cut out was that pain management and taking the ibuprofen and things like that.
I mean, absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
had a quick question.
Sure.
I'm sorry. What is dialysis? Like, what actually is dialysis?
So, what dialysis is, it's a form of treatment for people who have kidney failure. And so you got different types of dialysis. You got hemodialysis, which you go into a out-center unit, or you could do it at home. And what happens, you have a permanent access, or a catheter. The catheter is temporary, but you have a permanent access in your arm. I don't know if you've seen someone on dialysis that had maybe some lumps on their arm or bumps, but you get a permanent access, and that's their lifeline. And they're cannulated or stuck with 2 needles. One needle is inserted in the red, and that comes out and goes through the machine where fluid and toxin waste are being poured off by like a vacuum. And then that clean blood goes back into your body, and it's like a continuous cycle. And that lasts, depending on how the doctor writes the order, it could be from 3 to 4.5 hours. And then that same process could be done at home in the comfort of your home. Then you have peritoneal dialysis, where a tube is inserted into your abdominal cavity, and it's using the peritoneum, which is the covering over the abdomen, as a kind of like filter. And so what happens, you have a fluid solution that has a lot of dextrose in it that infuses into your abdominal cavity, and it sits there for a period of time. And then after that period of time is drained out, the same bag that you use to drain let the fluid drain in, you use that bag and you kind of set it lower to you, lower down, and the fluid drains out by gravity, and it pours the fluid and the toxins out.
Wow.
And this is necessary because of the kidney failure or function of it, that's something that your kidney would normally do by itself.
Oh, absolutely. Kidneys, work 24/7, and the longer the treatments, the better a person feels better. But what happens with these outpatient units, it's almost like a factory, and I hate to use that word, but it's just like that, because you go in and you're doing 3 to 4 hours of treatment, and then you leave, and then the next person coming in, and really, if you're doing 4 hours of treatment every other day, that's 12 hours a week. So your blood is actually getting clean for a total of 12 hours a week, compared to someone blood who was getting clean 24 hours a day. Like right now, our kidneys are steadily clean, and when we go to the bathroom and urinate, the waste and toxins and the fluid that we ingest is being eliminated.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and I appreciate the way you explained it, because none of us here, I don't know you guys, I know I'm not a scientist nor understand medical terms very much. I took academic success in nursing.
Oh gosh.
Right,
Lord.
everything.
She done everything.
I took nursing one semester, and I only took like one class, and it was academic success in nursing. And I was like, these are a lot of terms and stuff I'm gonna need to learn.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So I appreciate the way that you explained it. I literally could understand it.
Well, think about the person, especially I see this, I mean, it can happen anywhere, but like down south, or where community where people not really understanding the medical jargon, and these doctors come in, mostly they're white Caucasians, and they're explaining, they're just telling them what you have, and a lot of people don't question and ask questions to find out what can they do to halt the progression, or is there any other type of treatment options. And so when they tell the person that they're diagnosed and you got to go on dialysis, some people get hit right in the hospital. It's like fast track. You go in, find out what's going on because you're experiencing these symptoms, and then they say you're on dialysis. We got to admit you, put a catheter in you, and then maybe put something in your arm. All that within a week. I mean, it's like, and then a lot of people, it's their new normal. Going to dialysis 3 times a week until you get a transplant or you die. I mean,
when you said that, when you were even going through the explanation of the process, I've had 2 friends, one who passed away in February, who have been kind of actively on dialysis for years. And then even myself having my own, in and out the hospital, dealing with my own personal kidney issues. So I want to ask this question. Brian Hant said, are there foods that African American men should avoid to reduce kidney stones? Additionally, does it cause you to have kidney failure later in life? Lastly, are kidney stones and kidney failure related? And so I definitely want to read that because the first time I was hospitalized with, I guess what they would say is stage 3 kidney failure related to advanced, I had a kidney infection, 11 kidney stones. I was 27.
Okay.
So you think about that, being 27 years old with a small child and being told all of this stuff. So Brian's question, are there foods?
Now, I'm going to be very honest. With the kidney stones, I can't really touch on that because that's not what I
Okay.
actually,
that's honest. Thank you.
Yeah. But let me just say, you can definitely look that up to see what foods to avoid.
Okay.
Get kidney stone, but you definitely want to drink a lot of water.
Okay.
Leave the sodas alone and colas and the
Say that one more time.
Juices.
Say that one more
So
time.
somebody hands Kiana some water. She's something in her throat.
Yeah, I agree with Kiana. I don't think she got nothing in her throat.
But far as when he was saying about not just African American men, but all men, when it comes
It's
to
not
food,
open.
you want to leave
not open.
foods that's high in sodium. You definitely want to decrease that.
Okay.
I mean, you want to stay away from meat, like steak, because this is the deal with these foods that's high in protein like that.
Come on, let us know.
If you got high blood pressure, that protein can spill into the urine and damage the kidneys. And so that's why they're talking now about plant-based diet, because just think about it. When you eating meat from a cow or chicken, you're ingesting the antibiotics and all the medication that
hormones and everything.
that they feed, because they get sick too. And I believe it's like 80 to 90% of the pharmaceutical goes toward the like the cattle and the farming industry. Bird flu. I mean, they get viruses too.
Wow.
So and they don't metabolize these medicines.
Right.
So if you just think about that, even when it comes down to,
I'm trying to be serious here and live to 104.
when it comes to
Get
pork
rid of the meats.
and pigs and stuff like that.
So a couple of things, and this is great information. So the viewers, anybody watching, they're probably like, look at their faces, like, what are those things? What my brain is thinking about is the amount of fast food restaurants
That's
in
what I
black
was gonna
communities,
say.
the carry out spots. So sometimes I wish y'all could read my thought bubble, because it is a lot more convenient in some of these areas, especially in food deserts and areas that don't have markets, like my community, like our community. We all live in District 7. So you guys know I'm running for city council in District 7. We all live in District 7. And this morning, Kiana said, where is there a Dunkin' Donut? Like, there's nowhere to go and to get a coffee that's not a 1+1 carry out or 7-Eleven or Sun Yo's carry out, that type of thing. So I'm listening to you explain very interestingly the process of dialysis. And some of the words are probably above what people can comprehend, right? Can we admit that if you're not of a medical background, people are like, what? Then you say you got to change your lifestyle, and people don't want to do that. And then you hear you got to not eat certain foods, and people are saying, well, there are no foods, no markets near me. How do we reclaim our community and put our community on a path of wellness that they can actually obtain? Doesn't seem scary, doesn't matter if we're losing the chickens or the beefs or whatever, but we are going to have life, have it abundantly, and we're going to have it in longevity. How do we reclaim our community?
I believe it starts with yourself first, and changing your thinking.
Okay.
And what you put in your body.
Petty.
Because even though that there's no quote supermarkets in the area. I mean, there are community gardens.
That's good. Teach us. Come on.
I mean, I saw on somebody's live feed that at the Umar boxing,
I'm there on Wednesdays. Hey, Umar. I'm sorry.
Did they pass out fruits or something and vegetables?
Yeah.
I mean, and
We're
then
farming now. 12 o'clock. Be there.
and then even during the summertime, I didn't see it really this summer, but the Arabs with the fruits. And a lot of people don't take advantage, and they're right in the neighborhood.
You're right.
And what I also suggest, if you can't get to if you just got to go to a carryout or just eat unhealthy,
you can still choose a healthier option off the menu.
Exactly. Like, if you're going to eat, like for instance, if you're going to eat oodles and noodles, right? Let's just say, instead of getting the oodles and noodles that may have 1,800 or 1,000 milligrams of sodium. Get one that's 500, or try to find something less lower. I mean, we don't want you to eat it at all, but if you're going to do it, choose the healthiest option out of the worst option.
We talked about
moderate changes. I know for myself, like people are surprised. Like family people know, like I haven't not purchased sugar. I mean, probably almost 7 years now, I have not purchased sugar. And so I think, like, some of the things is just making moderate. Sometimes people feel like, so I'm not really a dieter. Like, it's just trying to stick to something and all of that. And then by the time you get to it, you lose your pounds. And you're like, oh, now you're back to eating stuff again. So a lot of times for me, I try to literally make lifestyle changes. So it's like, okay, if I'm going to cut out sugar, I can't. It's not an overnight thing. But gradually, I cut it out. I started with like not buying it, you know what I mean, not purchasing it, and then now I may just use honey. I don't put sugar in coffee or tea, anything like that. I only use honey. Yeah, and I was using that, but then I felt like that's still like sweet. Right. It still has other things.
But you know what? There's hidden sugar in a lot of foods.
Yeah, it is.
And drinks. So it's almost like you almost don't even have
air and water. Air and water.
And maybe foods grown from the garden.
Right. And so I want to give a shout out to the garden that's at White Lock. There's a White Lock community garden. They have been amazing. They've been very supportive and to the community, and they are available for fresh fruits and purchases of fruits and vegetables. The market, Pennsylvania Avenue Market. So most people don't know. It's, you go into the Pennsylvania Avenue Market. There are fresh fruit and vegetable stalls there. They also take EBT. They take food stamps. So guys, go there. You don't have to. So and I thank you, Steve, for saying that. Like, we don't look hard enough for food options. Not that we should have to search high and low. We should have an array of food options, but we do have things in our community. So that was the second one. Farmer Now is there on Wednesdays with Umar. That's their program every Wednesday, 12 o'clock. You got to get there at 12. A couple of times I have pulled up at 12:17 and it has been over. So get there right there at North and Drew Hill Avenue. I want to give a shout out to the I Care Foundation with Rodney Carr, so ICARRE. And I'm just throwing those out because those are fresh fruit, fresh vegetable options right in our community. Many of them are at no cost. Many of them are free. Also a shout out to Chris Barnett, who has the farmers market over at Westside Skills Center. They do that throughout the summer. So when we say these are news resources and news you can actually use, that's what we mean. How do we find you? Because we're coming to the end of our time with you.
Sure.
How do we find you? How do we support you? How do we do all of that good stuff?
Yeah.
You can go to www.urbankidneyalliance.org. Number is 443-814-1541, but we're best known on Facebook at Urban Health Outreach Media, where we do up to 7 to 8 shows a week on kidney disease.
Give us that number again,
information. 443-814-1541.
1541.
So 443-814-1541.
Yeah.
And it's urbankidneyalliance.org.
Yes.
Okay.
And yes, you guys, your shows. I love when I get the notifications in the Tory Talks community connections because y'all be on it. So.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get that information out there because let me just say one thing. When you walk in, you can I mean, when you walk into a unit, especially out
I
here
think peer pressure.
She trying.
in
She trying.
Baltimore County, 30-chair unit, and when you walk in there and you see all these 30 chairs and every chair is filled with a black person,
Wow.
that's when it hits you. It's like, what is going on here?
So is it that we are actually taking more of a proaction? I think sometimes I struggle personally, and I'm sorry for hijacking your interview, but I struggle personally because years ago, our men would go to work and just pass out and die at their desk. They didn't know they had cancer. They didn't know they had hypertension. They didn't know they had heart disease or heart disorders, kidney disease, kidney failure. My grandmother died at 54 unexpectedly for something that was going on with our heart that could have been prevented if she were alive today.
Right.
So I guess my question is it that more African Americans are being treated for their kidneys because it's actually being detected more so now than 20 years ago?
Yes and no, but the thing is, if you have 9 out of 10 that have stage 3 and don't even know it, then they're not really getting detected early. They're finding out when it's too late.
Got it.
And then, you have some that may have, say, diabetes, and they go see the doctor, and the doctor may tell them, okay, you got protein spilling in your urine, and you may have to go see a kidney doctor. And some people may take it to heart, and some people may not take it serious because there's no signs and symptoms that you have kidney disease until it's too late. That's why that's the new silent killer. It's not high blood pressure anymore.
Right.
It's kidney disease, because once you really find out that you have it, some people, they find out just in time and they can halt the progression and stop it and change their lifestyle and not even deal with it. And some people, it's like, it's too late.
Yeah. Well, you saved my baby, so I thank you for that. I thank you.
I thank y'all for bringing me on.
Thank you so much. We definitely appreciate it. Make sure, can you tell us one more time where we can find you on social
Absolutely.
media?
On social media, we're at Urban Health Outreach Media or Urban Kidney Alliance, and you can go there to get any kidney disease information and watch our broadcast and just learn what we're trying to put out there. And Tori and Kiana and Nice, that's the problem. We could put all the information out there, but if no one comes or get the information, then
Yeah.
So
We
we
gonna
gotta
hold
take
people
advantage
accountable.
of the information, and we just gotta take care of ourselves. We can't. I think a lot of times people just don't take things seriously about. Is she talking about that?
No, I was just thinking, we gonna hold people accountable. Come here, pee in this cup.
Oh my goodness!
You got blood in your
Sometimes
urine.
we want you to keep what's in your
I'm
head.
sorry.
Thank you so much.
My bubble, it was
Yeah,
brewing.
you let
Okay,
it out.
I did.
Okay,
I'm
thank
sorry.
you so much.
But I think we do need to hold people accountable.
Yeah, we need to hold people accountable. I know definitely, with Coby, every time I see him now, hey, what are you doing? Are you drinking water? Are you taking care of yourself? But it shouldn't have to be that we have to have a health scare of that magnitude for us. And then for some people, it takes a health scare for you to realize and start changing, because it's not like we weren't telling him, you need to drink water, you need to drink water, you need to drink water.
Right.
And, I think for me, I guess I'm kind of glad it happened so young, because now you're aware, you know what I mean? You have time. When you're younger, you can bounce back a little easier from things. So now it's like, that you need to take care of yourself. But we shouldn't have to get to the point where we're almost on our deathbed or being hospitalized and things like that to understand that we need to take care of ourselves.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
It's very important to, put your health first. And like she said, people are still, I understand that jobs are important and working is important, but you have people that will forego going to doctor's appointments and doing things that they need to do because they're afraid. I can't take off. I can't do this. You got sick leave and vacation for a reason. If you don't use it for nothing else, use it to go to the doctor. Use it to take care of yourself.
Right.
Absolutely.
Use it for those mental health days that you need.
Yes, Lord.
To make sure that you're taking care of yourself, because Thank you, Steve.
You're welcome.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Lord.
Yes,
Really,
Lord.
Yeah, we really appreciate you.
No, absolutely.
And your
Thank
skin
you.
looks so
Yeah.
good. I was
That's
looking at
that
you
water.
in that's that water.
Yeah, it's that
Come
water.
on, y'all. Look, if not for anything else, let your melanin be on fleek.
Yeah.
Pop.
They don't say that anymore, but let it pop.
Let it pop. Let it be litty.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
You will forever be a part of our family.
Yeah.
We love you.
Oh,
Stay
thank you.
healthy. Thank you for everything. You don't mind staying with us? We're about to go right into our entertainment segment.
Sure.
We got about 6 minutes left to our show. I'm going to
Sure.
end this one, though, because I get tired of y'all looking and watching on live and not dialing in. So we out of here.
All right, real quick. Over this past weekend, we know Baltimore City went back to school, so I do know that Miss Toy Rose and Kiana B. Jones, they actually went to some events that happened this past weekend. If you guys can elaborate really quickly on actually where you guys went and who were there and things like that, really quickly.
There she is. Tons of back to school events.
Yeah, tons of back to school events. And I feel like, was that last week? We said we went to 4 out of 5. That was this week?
That was last week. We went to 4 out of 5. We got 4 out of 4 this week. We went to 4 out of 4 this week.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So we went to we had Safe Streets.
Yep.
And that was sponsored by Bilal Ali.
Yeah.
And Miss Mabel.
Miss Maybell.
Yeah. And that was on the west side.
Challenge to Change on the east side.
Uncle
Challenge
T.
to Change.
Shout out to Uncle T.
Shout out to Uncle T and the program that he's doing there.
I can't even remember this weekend. It was just tons of back to school. So book bags for everybody.
Yeah.
Yep.
Book bags.
Food, free food. That's what I seen. I seen y'all live. It looked like I was popping. It looked dope. I wish I was there. Working on Saturday sucks. Anyway, I digress. All right.
Use your sick leave.
I don't have no more. All right. Listen, just want to send our condolences and our love to the Bahamas. They got hit by that Hurricane Dorian.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of social media videos of people saying, please help. Sidebar. Please help. So if you guys, if you can send money out to the Red Cross, I believe they're taking donations. Also, I got my Woo Chow. So we've been talking about this Popeye's chicken for the longest. I'm trying to figure out when it's going to end up done. Clearly, it's not. A guy literally walked up into Popeye's with a gun and threatened he wanted his Popeye's chicken sandwich. Like, when is this going to stop?
Are you serious?
What state was that in?
It does not say, but
It was not in Baltimore.
it was
just
not
so
in
y'all
Baltimore.
know.
Thank God.
Woo child. That did not happen
child.
in Baltimore.
But this did happen in Baltimore. All right, so we need to get back control of our streets, man. Somebody literally drove into the side of one of the stores in Baltimore. It was called the Grab and Go burglary. That's what they call it. Smash and go. I'm sorry. Smash and grab. That's what they did. So they drove in the side of a store at Maldon Mall, and they literally went in and ran out with a whole rack of stuff. Don't know how much it was. They don't know. But that's crazy.
Right.
Like, and back to school. Back to
Right.
school is happening. That is insane.
Right. Years ago, if I can be completely honest,
You did it.
never did that.
Oh, okay.
But
It was just
first of all, I am running for office.
Confession session. I ain't
Look, I am running for office. No.
baby girl.
Baby girl. I worked at Macy's and I was a trainer because y'all know I've been training my whole life. But I was a trainer.
She's
at
also
the
a dentist.
I'm a dentist. And shut up. And so I was at the Macy's and Security Mall. And these young guys came up, and it was called a flash rob.
Wow.
And so y'all heard of flash mobs, and this was called a flash rob, and it's where 20 guys come to the store, 20 guys and girls. They have cars outside, and they just run in and they like rob it.
That's crazy.
And so it
I don't
was
know why
so
you-
funny to me.
Why you laughing? That's that.
Well,
That's crazy.
because it was like coordinated, and one of the guys, I swear, he stopped and he was dancing like Michael Jackson in the middle of the flash
Bloopers
rob.
all day.
So it's unfortunate, and
is.
y'all stop coming and blundering in Maldon and Mall.
We're
Take
not gonna
this
have
stuff
nothing
over.
else in District 7.
Take it over to
Miss
Monument
Councilwoman.
Street.
We're not gonna have nothing else.
Go
What these
over
people
east.
doing? All right, listen. Another thing, everybody's been ranting and raving about this new power song that Trey Songz has taken over. Well, have great news. 50 Cent has came up and said that he is bringing Joe back. He's bringing back the original theme song, the original rap. So that's only for the next season, though, not for this season. The next season.
Next season.
just we gotta.
Is it gonna be?
I've
So the
never
next
even.
episode- That's what he said. The next episode.
I didn't
the
even
next
know
season.
what the power was.
No, that's what I heard. He said this isn't the last season.
No, this is they doing a spinoff.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Last season of that.
All right. So we got a new theme song coming. Thank God, because it's draining. Like that Trey song is draining. Makes me want to go to sleep every time I hear it. So
Oh my goodness.
it don't make me have no type of power.
I like Trey.
I've never watched Power, y'all. So y'all just bear with me. Never seen it.
That's
don't even
all
admit
the
that.
entertainment news that I have for today.
How did we follow you? How do we find you?
Make sure you guys follow me on IG at IMDNice1. Also on Facebook at DNiceEverett. Don't think about the Everett. I do follow back. Yeah. Catch me next 2 weeks in Atlanta. I'm gonna be turning up, yo. If
For
you in Atlanta,
Revolt?
for Revolt TV. If you out there, man, link up, yo. I'm trying to party with everybody.
Thank you.
Hey.
So 2 things, if I can. Just want to give a shout out to my sisters at Western High School.
Yay, baby doves.
Western Baby Doves. We love you guys. Your Aunt
Went back
Kiki
to
and your Aunt
school
Tori. We love you.
today.
We're here to support you. And also in some sad Western news, for all my Western women out there, our teacher, our beloved teacher, Miss Lydia James, passed away last week. And it sucks. Like, it sucks getting older and having to watch women that poured into you pass away. So her viewing is 10 o'clock Thursday morning at New Psalmist Church. Get there early. Y'all know how we show up. We flock,
Right.
pun intended. So all my doves, if you are able to come wearing white if you can, or red and white. Black, red, and white, some combination of our school colors. We'll be there to just extend our love to Miss James. She was a diva. She was so fashion forward, and it was an unexpected death from what I understand. So this Thursday, September 5th, 10 o'clock, we'll be there for the viewing. Her funeral is immediately following the viewing. I thank the Alumni Association for keeping us all in the loop, as well as the Boosters Club for keeping us all in the loop. Guys, if you have not hugged somebody and just told them that you love them,
Man.
and told them that you appreciate them, and no matter what is happening, we got. Take some time and really do that, because life is not promised. Tomorrow is not promised. And the one thing that is certain is death. So I heard a quote the other day, and it said, it says, I only have one life to live. And the person said, no, you live every day. You only die once. So, so live your life.
Live your life.
Anything else?
That's it.
Nope.
All right, what do you call cheese is not your cheese?
Nacho cheese.
Nacho cheese. I had to lighten the moment a
Yeah,
little
I'm
bit.
about to post that
I was
corn
like-
picture of you.
The corn
'Cause
picture.
That corn picture.
Oh,
at the
shout out
front.
to that.
Oh yeah.
Tell about that real quick,
All right,
Mike.
so
We got 30
over the
seconds.
weekend we went to the Maryland State Fair. It was amazing. It
Amazing.
was amazing. First of all, I don't know if Mr. Brown is around the corner, but
Brown.
we
Let me know.
literally rode maybe all of the rides, and I got on with him. I hit roller coasters, but it was amazing. I had a great time. The corn was amazing. Had this big turkey sodium.
Monosodium glutamate.
It was so good though. It was so
And he wanted
good.
some cotton
It was really good. And then Miss Toy Rose won a goldfish.
I want a goldfish. Her name is Diva.
I think she put $100 in and was like, I'm going to get it regardless.
$10.
Oh, it was
which
only
is the
10?
same I could have gotten a fish from the store.
Right.
But they don't believe in me. They didn't believe I had ups.
What?
Oh, wow.
Ups is when you jump, not when you throw.
Whatever. I had a fish.
All right.
So guys, listen, we are at the end of our hour.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are excited.
Thank
we
you.
again want to say thank you to Mr. Steve Belcher.
Yes, yes,
for
yes.
keeping
guys
us
for having me.
healthy.
Yes, thank
We
you.
will continue to force you to be with us until you just
Shout out to Team Nice.
decide to move away.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank
Be,
you to our
um,
Radio 1 family.
Radio One, Radio
On
On
Fire.
Fire.
Radio. I said Radio 1.
Yeah, I thought you meant our mentors. I'm giving shout outs to our mentors. So thank you to our Radio One family as well, who actually encouraged us
DJ
to come to
Dominic.
Radio On Fire. So thank you
Yes,
for that.
thank you.
Thank you to Team Nice
Yep,
Entertainment,
yep,
to
yep,
Kiana
yep.
B. Jones, Be Our Connected Group. Guys, find us here